Conor, great to speak to you. I thought we'd start by reflecting on that last fight against Adrian Granados. You got the job done, but I guess you must have been quite frustrated with his tactics in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, having COVID, it was hard getting through the training camp. Obviously, I had a long training camp before that, and then the delay of me isolating for 2 weeks, and then having to train with COVID, it was hard. I had about 6 spars before the fight. But, I said to my trainer, I beat him on my worst day, and that's exactly what I done. I hit him hard early doors with a left hook, right hand left hook, and that shook him to his boots. And, he decided to run. So that was his tactic. He was saying in the whole lead up to the fight, I've got to knock the golden boy of England out to win. Well, yeah, you didn't even try. So it was very frustrating. But listen, you deal with what comes on the night.
2 really convincing victories this year, both in different styles, and you did it in different ways. When you look at the Chris Algieri fight, do you see that as being a potential step up?
Most definitely. Of course he is. He's a former world champion. He's a great fighter. He brings a lot to the table and may present some sort of struggles in there, but, nothing I can't overcome and nothing I don't have the tools to deal with.
When I spoke to Eddie Hearn when this fight was made, he described it as a 50-50 contest. What do you make of that?
That's what he feels. So if that's what he feels, then that's what he feels. He's one of the best promoters in the game. So if he says it's 50-50 fight, he believes it's a 50-50 fight. Every fight for me is a 50-50 fight moving forward. Sebastian Formella was supposed to be a hard fight. Sammy Vargas is supposed to be a hard fight. Adrian Granados is supposed to be a hard fight. Juicy Cuevila, 3-time European challenger, is supposed to be a hard fight. But they weren't. So we'll soon find out. That's it. And I think that's why there's so much thrill and excitement in my career.
I spoke to Chris last night and he actually said, I should be the favourite for this fight. But when you look at him as a fighter, what are his strengths? What are the things you're looking out for?
His ring craft, his IQ, his boxing knowledge, he's a well-seasoned pro. He's been with the best in the game. When you beat a great fighter, you not only just beat them, you gain their experience. So he's an all well-rounded, well-oiled, seasoned pro who looks after himself.
For you personally, you spoke there about Chris's boxing IQ and his experience. Where do you feel like you're at? Where are you at when it comes to where you are physically, but mentally now with the experience you've gained? Do you think you're reaching that peak level now?
Most definitely. We're always evolving, man. I'm ranked top 10 in the world, so I'm number 1 in Britain. So numbers don't lie. And I'm always growing, man. I'm always working. There's always stuff to work on. There's always room for improvement. School's never out, as they say. So I'm just ready to get in there now, man.
As you said, you're well ranked. I think it's 5 with the WBC. When you look at 2 of the champions at the moment in Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, yes, it's a difficult comparison to make, but how far behind those guys do you think you are?
Get through Algieri first, and I can answer that question with more direction. But I'd have to let me get through Algieri first, and then I can say to you, could be ready. I could say, I'm ready whenever they want to put me in with them. Or I go, maybe I need one more fight. We're always growing, man. There's always stuff to learn from each fight they put in the ring with me. But each fight they put in the ring with me to test the waters, I've blown them out of the water.
I spoke to you before the fight against Granados, and you spoke about the emotions you were feeling, how you are quite emotional at the moment. I mean, since then, are you looking to harness that emotion? Do you speak to anybody about trying to use that really to your advantage?
I'm an emotional guy. I fight with emotion. Everything I do is with emotion. It's just the way I am. no, I suit my mind coach, performance coach. I've got a good team around me, good family around me. I want to get in there. I'm just so hungry for that violent money, as they say. So I just want to get in there, and I get really, what's the word I'm looking for?
You said up in my feelings before. That's the what you used to describe it before to me.
Say that again.
You said I get up in my feelings. My wife said I'm up in my feelings. That's what you described it as before.
I don't think I've used that word before, but all right, I get up in my feelings. No, I get like maybe once or twice a day. I get like a butterfly feeling in my stomach of rage, of like I just can't wait to fight. Like I'm just chomping at a bit, and like sends tingling feelings down my body. So when you get to that stage, you just know I'm ready to take someone's head clean off.
I think you were quite overwhelmed by the reaction you got from the fans in Leeds. What are you expecting in Liverpool? Because you can sense the fact that there's a lot of excitement building around you now.
I get overwhelmed by the amount of love and support I get shown. It's like as if it's my debut. It's like it's still new to me, and I don't think it's something I'll ever get used to. Because I don't put myself on that pedestal. I'm just Conor, you know. So it's a blessing to have these people behind me.
Before we finish, I wanted to ask you about the big fight that got made this week between Amir Khan, somebody that you would have liked to have taken on, and Kell Brook. What have you made the fact that this fight is happening now?
I don't know how much interest there will be in it. Maybe there's going to be loads. I know they're both calling my name. Khan and Brook, saying after this fight they'll fight me. Well, I'll fight the winner. But it don't make no difference to me. Good for British boxing.
And who do you think the winner will be in that fight? Who should be the favourite going in?
Edging more towards Brook, just slightly edging towards Brook.
And why is that? What do you think he's got that will get him over the line and get him that win?
A better chin.
That's great. Conor, great to speak to you. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you next week.